What's up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to My Hero Academia Vigilantes, this time with episode 3. Looking forward to this one. Really enjoyed the start of the show so far. Loving the vibe, the kind of upbeat kind of feel of it. And yeah, it was a great episode last time. A lot of Izawa. So that was nice to see. Nice action last week as well. We had some people were saying it was Wolverine and Cyclops at the end, but I thought that looked like more like Jotaro, to be honest with you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys do like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. So you can slide upwards as well. Not sure we knew that, to be honest. Like directly upwards. He's just chilling, bro. Bro's just chilling. What's so bad about that? Got that man chill. Couple beers, watching the game. You know, I really like this opening as well. The more I watched it and heard it. I didn't realize this, but I did see a bit of a discussion. There are those two, by the way, I was talking about. Yeah, I did see some discussion about her being censored specifically, and it kind of reminds me of the ReZero censoring. I think it's censoring for the better, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not one to like censoring things most of the time, but with stuff like her butt showing, I really don't actually mind it at all, to be honest with you. And in fact, I actually like it. Like I said, the ReZero does that really well. They don't censor an awful lot from the source material, but what they do censor is actually stuff that probably deserves to be censored. It's not like the kind of white blood situation that was going on in Seven Deadly Sins. I guess I understand people's complaints about it because of the precedent it might set for being able to censor stuff that is a little bit less egregious, but if you're against that being censored, then that's a bit strange. Maybe that's just me though. I'm gonna have to buy a new window. Is her? That bunny? I don't know why I call her bunny. Because of the jumps, I think. Oh, well, I guess we'll just tape up. Oh, that works. So she's a bit of a well, I wouldn't say nerdy looking, but she a bit less revealing and less out there looking in her day-to-day life. Not anymore, bro. Not anymore. Got a nice snack. That is the thing with vigilantism, isn't it? You don't get paid for this. Like, you're looked down upon by the government and by the law. and you don't even get paid for it. Like, you're a criminal and you don't even you don't get the benefits of being a criminal. It's really quite disastrous. That's dangerous, that is. Not in terms of like actually dangerous because she can just bounce, but would I be letting random people touch me like that? Especially if I was a woman? No. No chance. I don't know what people might do. Especially these guys. Yeah, like that shot there, for example, I mean, her butt would have just been sticking out, it looks like. Oh, poor kid. Like I said, if you're against the censoring of the sexualization of a teenager like this, I think that is quite questionable. Like I said, that scene of I mean, that's the thing. The author draws it himself, so that's questionable in itself. Never been a thing I've liked too much in anime. It's something I accept as an unfortunate kind of thing that goes along with anime, and it is unfortunate. But I wouldn't want. There's, yeah, just to pause on that for a sec because it is a big point. I wouldn't want them to censor like that's the thing. I like the fact that they did, but as I said, like the president it does set, I do agree the president it does set is not great because that might fundamentally kind of change anime and make it more kind of Western, which you don't really want, to be honest, because anime had that appeal to me anyway because it was like so different and because it's different again, it's got different kind of sets of values. Most of which I do appreciate and really like. I really like the lessons and such you learn from anime, but again, the negative side is the stuff like that shot. We're 7 minutes. Okay, I gotta remember that. Like this shot here, I saw the uncensored version of her outfit, and this shot here would have been quite egregious, I imagine. And again, the author drew that, the author intended for that, and it's just like, again, unfortunately, one of those things I don't like, but you kind of got to accept. I like the fact that they censored it. Again, the president of sets is not awfully great. I'd rather have that and be able to not have. Yeah, I'd rather them not censor this, to be honest, and have authors like do whatever the hell they want and be able to be free. But again, my preference is I would rather not see this. So it's a bit of a complex. I'm a bit of a complex position where I kind of agree with it and disagree with it at the same time. Um, yeah, and it comes down to personal preference. But like I said, it's just like if that starts happening where we're censoring everything like that, does that mean different things will get censored that people don't like and be more vocal about censoring stuff they don't like, even if it is more acceptable than that? Again, it's a bit of a slippery slope. I don't really know. Like I said, I agree with it in this instance. I like it in ReZero quite a lot. I don't know with Capella's character in the last season, but yeah. Let me know what you guys think about that. It's not something we really had from the My Hero Academia series, to be honest. Though, is it? Never really had too much like sexualization or anything. Not that I remember, anyway. I mean, there's a few characters. Momo stands out as like a character that outfits very much sticks out. You've also kind of got to understand the target audience for this, like probably like teenage boys. So oh shit, I had a feeling he'd take this, but I thought the businessman would like offer it to him, so he just had this on hand. I just turned into a whole eel. I think that's an eel. It's like some kind of shark eel thing. Sea dragon leviathan type type thing. Mr. Nice Guy. Slippery guy. With those hands? Handshake with those hands? I suppose his quirk doesn't really work that well against that because he's slipping on it anyway. Udon. Gonna slurp him up or something? He's quite cute to be fair. I mean, again, I brought that up during the segment where she jumped into the crowd. I'd be very scared of that actually happening. Well, honestly, yeah, she might even have to, if she wants to continue being an idol, she might have to even shake worse people's hands in this. Like humans with no quirks. And just taking the piss. So I figured it would be like some kind of like thing for drying out noodles and udon. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering what it was though. I guess it's just flour. That was strange. So this whole segment was a bit creepy, wasn't it? He's a cute looking guy, to be fair to him. I guess in this instance, it probably would have made more sense if the outfit wasn't censored. I was gonna say, you're not more worried about the smoking. No, definitely want that. Hairy chest. Oh, lively place now, isn't it? size of her outfit is ridiculous. Look at that guy. He's a cute little guy. Can't believe he turned into. Well, to be honest, the thing he turned into actually was like quite cute. It was slimy, but it's quite a cute little sea creature, which is uncommon actually. If you guys ever looked up some of the fish and stuff from like the deep ocean, they look horrifying. Thank you guys for the comments last week as well. I forgot to mention that actually. Let me know where I recognise that cat police officer from, and the other police officer that's with him. I didn't recognise him nearly as much, but yeah, they were from the main series. Again, I thought I did recognise them, but I just wasn't really sure where exactly from. Yes, I know. It's a smart thing. It's a smart marketing tactic to give out stuff for free. I don't want to get too deep into this, but I used to do drugs, and what you'd often see from like dealers was they'd give you like a free sample, maybe a couple free samples, especially with certain types of drugs that were like addictive and such, so that you'd or moreish is a word used for them, so that you would buy more. You'd get like a taste of it, and then you'd want more and more and more. So you get a little bit for free, but then you'd end up buying quite a lot more and become like a good customer in that regard. Do that tactic quite often, and this is probably what's going on here. Getting the name out there, a little bit like the blue meth from Breaking Bad, I guess. Getting the name out there, making their product famous, and making a name for themselves. Maybe they're just like wanting to spread it as well. Maybe there's just like something spreading, because there's definitely a lot more to this than just as simple as it seems on the surface of them handing out drugs. There's definitely more, whether they're wanting to get their name out there, whether they're like infecting people or something. Like, who knows what their end goal is. But yeah, you do see this tactic used quite often in stuff like this. Actually more serious situations than this in the real world. Oh, definitely. Well, you pretty much just said everything I just said. Yeah, that's the thing. I think sometimes you can get a bit overboard with your imagination during this, and perhaps it's actually simpler than you think it is with their end goal. He's not a villain. He's just a poor guy. A poor kid being used. I mean, you guys could be cool villains. I mean, they're not, but they are illegal heroes. They are breaking the law. In essence, they're villains, I guess. I like this outfit. Yeah, I was gonna say, what's going on with the shoes? He was walking very strangely. Yeah, I like the glasses and the look of this outfit. Was this meant to be some kind of disguise? It's literally got a name on the back. Come on, could have tried harder than this. And she's wearing a normal outfit just with a jumper, which again literally has her name on. manager. I feel like I recognize that girl. Is she the person on the cover artwork for this show? She kind of looks like it a little bit. Zakrola. Oh shit. A good quirk to have. Being in the right place at the right time. See, I think that I assumed that was a guy, to be honest with you, in the key visual on the like the biggest person in that, by the way, is this person, this girl. And that definitely is her. We also see a bee/wasp in the okay, things are kind of coming together a little bit here. Probably a bad time to pause right there. I'll rewind in a second. But like I said, the biggest standout character on the key visual for this is her. Again, I assumed it was a guy. Like it almost looked like Ichikawa from Dangers in My Heart. Vigilantes. So yeah, on the key visual, the biggest standout for me on this, hopefully you guys can see decently, is her right at the back there, looking kind of villainous. I think it looks a bit bigger on my anime list. I mean, she's not at the forefront, but she's the biggest character in this, so hence she stands out a hell of a lot. And in the opening, we do see that bee, don't we? Anime list. I don't know, maybe it is the same picture. But yeah, she stood out to me the most looking at the key visual. So I imagine she's going to be a really important character. And like I just said, we see a bee in the opening, so maybe she's got some. It almost looks like a Spider-Man situation here. Gets like stung by a radioactive bee, which maybe is carrying that drug. Who knows? But yeah, she's looking kind of villainous in the visual. She's got that Chu Inbyo patch on as well. Oh, do you reckon her quirk is like her blood or something is the stuff that enhances other quirks? I reckon that's the source for this drug. So she's almost like the antithesis to Inbi. Buzz. Okay. Bit corny. I like my insects though. So yeah, she is like the kind of basis for the drug. Jesus. But yeah, she's like the antithesis to our main characters, isn't she then? Interesting. That's pretty crazy to be honest, isn't it? I wonder what happens to someone without a quirk if they get stung by her. But yeah, that's pretty crazy because she's just got a stupid amount of bees, hasn't she? He's noticed. Yeah, she's got a silly amount of bees, hasn't she? She can affect a massive area. Ingenium. The original. Oh shit. Endeavour. I'm not gonna bother sorting out time. I've only got a minute left. You guys know I like my Endeavour. Unfortunately, where I'm watching this is like really low quality for some reason. This specific shot out of everything. But judging from what I can actually see, you've got Izawa, we've got President Mike, we've got Best Genist. I'm not sure who the monkey guy is. We've got the space person. I don't remember their name, but they look like a dishwasher, from what I remember. We've got that guy in the back who I somewhat recognise. Yeah, Endeavour. I forget her name, but the teacher. And the rest is just really low quality, so apologies. That cowboy guy I recognise as well, to be fair. Esto Genisto. Oh, we got All Might as well. Everybody's out. Bloody hell. Oh, school's out. Chasing that bee. These aren't bees. These are wasps, aren't they? Oh shit. That actually affects her if they die. Oh shit. They're like a part of her. Interesting. But yeah, they're wasps. They're horrible wasps. I'm glad they're not bees, to be honest. Horrible fucking wasps. I hate wasps. You guys watched that really interesting video of that wasp that enters a bee's nest and kills and eats a bee, and then all the bees surround it and kill it by buzzing. They buzz around it, raising the temperature, and the bees can survive. I think it's specifically like 4 or 5 degrees more heat than a wasp. So they make it so that the heat is just enough so they can all survive, but that the wasp dies. It's really interesting. Maybe we might see that here in some way. I doubt it, but yeah. And there they are again. It's pretty interesting actually how the bees are kind of linked with her, like physically. Kind of reminds me of that hunter from Hunter x Hunter as well, with the bees, who not sure we'll bring that up. They all suffered a pretty horrible fate. Her and her group. So I can see more of Ingenium. I think guides evolve. Oh, so he's going to be updating his quirk a little bit. You know what? Someone good for helping him with that probably would be Ingenium, because he's quite good. Not that I know too much about Ishida's brother. Not awfully clued up about him, but like just in the nature of their quirks, they're quite kind of aerodynamic and they use a lot of movement, so they're very movement based, of course, with the whole how they work. So I imagine he probably could get a few pointers and a few like upgrades off him, to be fair. But yeah, good episode today. Finally being revealed who the earlier than I thought as well, actually. I mean, again, they're quite stand out in the key visual, so maybe I should have assumed this. They're quite sinister looking in the key visual, but yeah, I didn't know really what to make of it when I saw the character. But interesting that they're introduced this early, and the whole premise is kind of revealed this early as well. I did think maybe they'd make us wait a bit longer, but I don't actually mind that fact. We're seeing how this kind of came to be. So it's the chemical from these bees specifically, not exactly her, but the bees that are kind of a part of her, and like just thinking about how her insides must look is like, what's going on inside of her is my question. We saw that wasp enter her eyes. Like, there's some kind of like hive in her head. Like, how does her brain work? How does she eat? How does her nose, like, how does her head function if she's got like a hive of wasps? My eyes literally tearing up thinking about it. Yeah, how does her head work? Like, yeah, really really interesting to think about. I guess we can maybe find that kind of stuff out later, but pretty good actor judging from what we did see today. But yeah, good episode. Like I said, might be slightly controversial for the first half. I gave my opinions on it. Like I said, I'm kind of I like to kind of see things from different perspectives, and in this case, I am kind of like tired on what I do think about it. Again, I like the fact that we don't see this girl sexualized nearly as much as it did look like, but also it's a thing of like, I like seeing it censored, but some things I probably would rather see not censored. So yeah, who knows. So it's a tough one to actually kind of talk about there, to be honest with you. So it's a grey zone, is what would is what Bleach Japan would call it. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this episode down in the comment section. Another really good episode. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date with these reactions. I'm hoping that little fishy guy is okay as well that we saw at the start of the episode. It looks like he's getting kind of groomed by the wasp girl. So yeah, hopefully nothing too bad happens with that. Like I said, I'm kind of questioning as well, what happens to normal people if they get stung? Is it like, do you reckon it's like poison to them or something? Do you reckon it just has no effect? And what happens if you like take too much, or you like overdose, or like what happens then as well? Like, there's still a lot of questions, and like, what's the end goal, which we discussed with the police. So yeah, really interesting episode. Again, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 4.